We invest in precious metals to protect ourselves. But I have to ask you, am I the only person who's been feeling upset, down? I don't quite know how to pin down how I'm feeling the last 4 or 5 days. The things that I've been afraid of happening and the reasons why I invest in precious metals are actually happening, but it's very, very scary. I find myself, I don't know if I'm sad, frustrated, angry with what's going on. On Sunday afternoon, I was barbecuing hamburgers and my phone started blowing up. So I started reading. Everybody was texting me, emailing, saying that the Fed and the Treasury and the FDIC had come out with a big rescue plan to save everything. And it just made me feel, honestly, kind of sick. And I can't shake the feeling. Now, I know that's why we invest in metals, to protect ourselves during periods like this. But I just want to know, am I the only person who's feeling this way? Like, it's making me sick to see what's going on out there, to see more bubble gum, more duct tape thrown at the system in an effort to keep things afloat. I mean, what's going on with Credit Suisse right now? Yes, now they are getting a bailout from the Swiss government. And in the United States, we had our president come out on Monday morning and say, oh, everything is okay. You know, he instills so much confidence in us, right? And I heard somebody say, and I thought it was a good point, if they're wheeling out the president before the market opens on Monday morning to say everything's okay, that means everything is not okay. And it really is scaring me what's going on out there. Now, we invest in silver. We invest in gold so that we don't need a bailout personally. But it kind of gets me angry when I hear of all these bailouts again going on. And they want to make believe that it's not going to cost the taxpayer anything, right? That's how they're selling it to us. Well, at the end of the day, and even Jeffrey Gundlach on CNBC said it yesterday, the Fed has to print money to do these bailouts that are going on.
Which, by the way, is exactly what the Fed's been doing. And that's why what Dick Bouvet is saying is correct, that they own all of these treasuries that are massively underwater. They did in quantitative easing. So the Fed doesn't have any money. So the only response to crises right now is printing money.
The Fed is insolvent. The Fed, to simplify things, buying back all these treasuries from the banks that the banks are now underwater on. The Fed, has to print money to do that. And it just feels like one bailout after another. 2000, 2008, the great financial crisis, no consequences for anybody. 2020, all the stimulus, all the PPP programs, everything. And now today, again, the banks are getting bailed out. So after just a year of a little bit of reality medicine for the market from the Fed, right, where they raised rates, where they were shrinking their balance sheet, just a year, they shrunk their balance sheet by a whole 10%, guys. And now things are breaking. And most people are saying the Fed's going to have to reverse course. Now, of course, that'll be good for us that own precious metals, precious metal mining stocks. But the whole situation, I don't know how you feel about this, but it just kind of makes me feel sick lately when I look at how mismanaged and how fraudulent these leaders have been. First Mining Gold is a development company advancing 2 of the largest gold projects in Canada. Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet, located in Quebec, each already has 5 million ounces of gold reserves, but exploration initiatives are underway at both projects to find even more gold. First Mining is well-financed, has 0 debt, and owns an interest in 4 additional Canadian gold development projects. And do you find it a little scary just how much more fragile the entire system is right now, even compared back to 2008? Did you know that in 2008, the U.S. government had $10 trillion in debt, which seemed astounding at the time? Now, the U.S. government has over $31 trillion in debt. Doesn't that alone make the system that much more fragile? Yes, it does. But then, when you consider the geopolitical situation in the world now as compared back to 2008, We've got the world bifurcating. We've got the world rebelling against the United States. We have the BRICS countries working together. We have China brokering deals, right, between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Things are changing dramatically right below our very feet. And yes, I feel comfortable owning precious metals, but I feel very uncomfortable about the big picture, what's going on. I don't know if you're feeling the same way. If you are, I just wanted to let you know you're not alone, right? We prepare for this, but when it's actually happening, I'm finding it to be very, very sickening feeling watching what's going on in the world. I hope that the world leaders, I hope that the leaders of the United States, that we get some people that can actually make wise, sound decisions for our future, to set their personal greed and aspirations aside and do what's actually right. One thing for sure, I'll be here for you through it all. I'll continue to put out a video every day, no matter how hard it may be, and we'll make it through this together. I always appreciate you joining me here in the basement. It's free to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.